Hi, I'm Josh, and this is my declaration of truth. Um, this is also probably take 11 or 12. Um, I've been trying to figure out what to say, and I keep stumbling over myself and losing my train of thought. So, bear with me. This might be uncomfortable for everybody, but, oh well. um, But in the first take, my initial thought on this process was to just write everything out and hold it up to the camera, kind of, like, here are words for you to read. I was concerned about the audio on my web camera, but I was also concerned about sort of speaking to a public, because I don't do well with recordings or public speaking. Which is the truth about me, I guess, in a sense that I like to have that sort of distance between me and my audience, which is bizarre. But anyway, one of the initial sort of pages, I guess, or notes that I jotted down was this one. Was that I am genuinely concerned that I never make sense, which is fairly accurate. I think fairly appropriate for the sort of venue that they're making these videos for. Elaine's project sort of prompts us to think very critically about the notion of truth. And I think a lot of, with the Texas School Board sort of altering historical facts or the atmosphere around those facts to make their beliefs more present in what happened, or omitting certain things, and sort of playing with truth, making truth relative, not in the sense of, relating historically or relating like this truth to this falsehood or this to that, but just personal. It's almost like truth has become a sort of like religion or expression of belief. It has little to do with like reality of things. Especially if you look at like politics or business, like the truth of things in politics or business is usually not very true. So I think this project sort of begs the question of us, like, what do we believe in? I think that's what we're declaring. We're almost all in these videos like making a stand for what we hold dear to us. And so I think, to me, I think I spend a lot of my time making things. That's, what I hold dear, in one sense. In some aspect or facet of my life, that's what I do. And I can't help myself. Like, I do a lot of handcrafts and like knitting and crocheting and sewing and stuff. Blah, blah, blah. So I do that largely because I'm bored most of the time. A constant struggle against boredom. But I also do it to kind of resist, in a lot of ways, a lot of the things that I've been handed in our culture, like this entitlement to appear affluent, or like this sort of vapid consumption of goods, just going to the store and buying things to make yourself feel better, or, like going and just spending money on whatever you want because you have money to spend on whatever you want. So I try to resist that a lot. I try to make things like, just to get out of that, like that framework of thought. So I'll make, I'll just start knitting one day or whatever, and it'll turn into a hat, and then I give it to a friend, and they're very happy with it. So, like, it's a gift to them, and that, like that takes us both sort of out of that realm of commodity, and that object is something special. It's not mass-produced. It's not tied to, like, exploitation in some third world or global south country, that I have to feel guilty about having, purchased that item and giving it to someone else and sort of loading that guilt on them. So, that's why I do handcrafts a lot, because it's taking something, it's reusing something, it's making something, it's unique, it's, especially in our culture that's so homogenized. Like, I live in a suburb, and all the houses on my street look identical to one another. And everybody's, shopping in these box stores that you could find in any other city. So, there's a lot of problems there that I'm trying to resist somehow, trying to make sense of. And like I said, I don't think sense is an appropriate sort of discussion point, because nobody makes sense. That's what our culture does to us. Like, we all become hypocrites. There's no way around it. Even as I'm making things, like, they're produced with fossil fuels. Like, it's yarn that's acrylic, because I'm poor and I can't afford to buy, like, wool yarn all the time because it's too expensive. So, it's acrylic yarn, and it's made from, like, these industrial processes that do no good for anybody. It's a constant compromise, trying to figure out what to do and what to say, and again, I'm getting kind of awkward with the recording, so I lost my train of thought a little, but I don't know. I wrote down some other stuff that maybe I could read, or have you read, to put a little distance between us, but also to try to bring us a little closer together. So here you go. I don't know if you can read that. And it's true. Everything is true. I think compassion is the most important thing that we can try to practice every day. I think living with joy and simplicity is important. I think people need to be creative, think creatively, think critically, and just enjoy your life. Like, don't go out of your way to be unhappy, and don't try to find excuses to be unhappy and then try to dig your way out of it. And just engage people, just make conversation, and that's why I feel so awkward about the recording, because I'm not talking to anyone. It's a general, vague, unknown audience that I won't ever know. So I'd rather almost be having this as a conversation. Like, this is very one-sided for me, and that's why I feel so uncomfortable. So that's my declaration of truth, I guess, in a sense. Love people, love life, be creative, be engaged, think more, and that's my truth, I guess. I'll see you guys.